Hello everyone, my name is Rawan Barwari. I'll be talking about the unstructured data in this presentation, and I hope together we will learn some more about this type of the data. In this presentation, we will cover the definition of the unstructured data. We'll cover the different types of the data and the costs and resources associated to generate the data. Why is it important to have the data and why the volume is getting big every day? The data is complex in its nature, but is an asset to any organizations. Over time, how technology has helped us to analyze any data, including the unstructured data. The unstructured data is not in predefined format and is very challenging to analyze and process the content of these files. The data itself is not organized in column and rows. You can't search the content or you can't transform the data into reports. Each time is in different format. For example, if you have audios, videos, surveys, social media posting, each time the user will post different text or maybe image, or the content of the file is unpredictable. It's also referred as a qualitative data, which means you can't count the content of these files. It's either generated by people, for example, the PDF forms or files, or writing a piece of software, or is computer generated, such as log files. Each time a person uses a computer, all his or her action recorded in the log file, and the content is not easy to organize because each time different action recorded. We have three types of data overall. We have structured, semi-structured, and structured. Structured data is quantitative, where you can count number of products, total sales per quarter, and the data itself is organized and in normalized, where you can join multiple tables by primary and foreign keys, and you will have rows and columns, fact and numbers. You can easily join and generate report or do your analysis. Semi-structured is mix of both. It has some attributes or metadata and tags where you can organize and put in rows and columns, but the content itself is not easy to put in rows and columns. For example, if you are recording a video survey on security, the length of the file, the name and time stamp associated with these files, you can organize in Excel files or database table, but the content itself is not easy to put in the database. That part is unstructured, which means you can't count the content of the data. It could be survey results. Each response will be different from one person to another. Social media comments, transcription, or any type of the document is unstructured data. There is a cost associated with producing any documents. The company have to hire employees to manage files, create documents, and also have to purchase devices to record videos or audios. and the input device, machines, computers. Um, Over time, the size of this data will get big, then the company need to buy a storage device or build a warehouse where it can move all these data and dump into that storage for future usage or references. Any software associated to produce any files, it need a license. So there is fee for the license too. So in the past, the company have to go and audit all these files, which was a manual process. But now there is a smart software, intelligent analytic or BI center where it can work with this unstructured data in much faster and easy way. Why the data is important, including unstructured data. Without data, no business or organization can effectively manage their operation. Think about all these legal forms and documents, images, videos, surveillance, um, email communication, which is the main source of communication these days between companies, individuals. Um, Everything turned out to be electronic these days, and there is a log files associated with all this action and transactions. Social media post is very important these days, with each company have their own social media platform where people can see their product, people review their product, people interact with their product and give them feedback where they can improve. As we all know, there is a competition out there between all these companies. Whoever can satisfy more customer can sell more products. So the communication between companies and customers is very crucial in today's business. Um, all these documents are very important. Think about companies hiring employees, how many forms people signed and returned to the company, uh, background checks, healthcare forms, pictures, all this data needed for a company to effectively manage their operations. So any document or any type of the files is very important for a company to keep. That's why the volume is getting big and bigger every day. The unstructured database is very complex to work with. Each time is in different formats. There is no way that you can standardize the unstructured data. You can organize these data and put in relational database. And in the past, there was no easy way to analyze these data. But now, fortunately, the technology is improving every year. There is a improvement into technology where you can work more with the unstructured data. Think about Google Analytic. Um, think about facial recognition where uh, you can analyze bunch of images and pictures within your platform on the social media. Um, think about posting a picture of you and of your friends. Once the picture is posted, there is a facial recognition software that can detect each individual with their face and tag their information um, within that post. So there is a special tools need to do that. So it is valuable because any piece of software the company make or produce can be sold to multiple customers, It's not like one product and then you have to create another product and sell to different customer. Uh, Data, you can make a copy and sell it to multiple customers. And you can work well with the unstructured data these days with all this improvement of technology. Like I said, facial recognition and voice recognition is very important piece of software that can work with the unstructured database these days. So moving forward, the volume of the unstructured data is getting big and bigger every year and is growing over time. What companies need now is to archive all this data. And what has happened is very crucial that we have artificial analytic software that can work well with the unstructured data. Like I said previously, the facial recognition is an amazing piece of software where finally you can collect thousands of images and scan. These days, many people are using this technology, for example, for security purposes at the airports, at the entrance of the companies. Uh, Recently heard that some of the school are thinking to scan the face of their students in case if someone getting into the school that he or she is not supposed to be part of that organizations, that will automatically detect those individual and highlight their information to the security personnels to get them out or make sure to go after before anything happened. There's bad actors out there. We heard about school shooting. I mean, I'm sure if there was a facial recognition software at the entrance of those schools, that will give them early detection and can prevent any massacre happened at any properties. It is very important. Um, as the technology is getting better, we can make usage of the technology with this unstructured data. So on the other hand, uh, many companies are analyzing their social media posting to predict what customers are going to purchase or need in the near future. For example, uh, if any customer open their devices, the companies are detecting their locations and capturing all their feeds from the social media and analyzing all this data and give them options to purchase their products. So is the technology is improving and is helping companies to sell their products, helping in the security area to detect um, criminals. It is moving in the right direction so far. In conclusion, we have learned the following. We have learned the definition of the unstructured data. As we know, it's not in predefined format and it's hard to work with. You can't search the content, you can't analyze the content of the unstructured data. You cannot put in easily accessible format. For example, you can't put the content in tables and relational database. And we discussed the types of the data. We have structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. each with different examples and the pros and cons. As we know, the technology is improving. We have a software recognition, we have voice recognition that can early detect the faces. This is the best example that I gave you was about the security area where it can detect the faces of individuals that are not supposed to be on the premises. And in the past, it was really hard to work and analyze the content of the unstructured data. But every year, the technology is improving, and we can work more with the content of the unstructured data now and the future. Thanks for watching this presentation, and I hope you've learned some meaningful um, information about this technology and structured data.